It's funny, I got my mom to come over and help me.
Dan here, the Speed Shop in the old shop. Yesterday afternoon, I guess, I drove all the way out east to Manitoba here, so I brought out a big block Chevrolet 55 and a small block Chevrolet out of that yellow motor I had. For John Cecil to take a look at, and ultimately we're changing the camshaft on the big block. But what we're doing today, dyno day on a small block for the Nomad. So I thought I'd just do a little intro because I didn't do any amount of filming yesterday. But check this out. The garage is flooded. Anyway, I got these valve covers off John Cecil yesterday. The old scratch and dent swap meet pair. Over drilled, beat up, rotten. These ones actually aren't too bad. But my favorites, oh baby. I bought those for you guys because I can't wait to put them on everything for the comment section. So, I don't even know what I paid for, I'm not gonna lie, on this motor, but it should be a good one. We're all gonna take random guesses and see what it'll do. I have high hopes, and honestly, the horsepower is one thing, it's to see the pants, how it's gonna be. I put the blower on it. This little, that blue 55 Nomad, yes, that's what we're working on. Haven't started yet, but it will be. This car, I didn't even know I wanted forever, but as it turns out I do, and it's kind of a nice car, so I decided to break the budget on that one this year, and it'll probably be our road tripper and enjoying it. Now that I'm driving back and forth across the country, I want to do it in an old hot rod instead of a junk truck. So, we'll see you at the dyno. Alright, so made it to the dyno. There's the motor. John, Josh, Cecil, Darcy's off camera. So, I'm not gonna lie, we've done a lot of motor stuff like that, so what did this thing end up having in it? What did we do to it in the end?
This is a 385. It's a 40 over 383. It's just short of 385 cubic inches.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
And it's got a forged dish piston, 21cc dish with the closed chamber heads. You're about 9.7 to 1.
Okay.
It's so this block we acquired I believe it was an old sprint car. It was used in a sprint car at one time because it had splayed 4-bolt main caps.
Okay.
So, you know, an aftermarket cap and pretty much as strong as you can make this particular block.
Okay.
And then it's a 6-inch rod. It's got an internally balanced scat crank. And
oh yeah, we did that. So so now it just has, you can run regular small block Chevy, balancer, ring gear, all that stuff.
Internal balance.
Yeah, yeah.
Not external like a 400.
Yeah.
You stepped up and you spent, I think, $400 on a good crank.
Oh yeah, I probably did that. Yeah. We should probably engrave that in there so I don't forget. But yeah.
So these are the heads you brought us and said, hey, some old guy gave these to me. Bring them back to life. So they're 202 160s.
Yeah. Mild
bowl porting just to make them right to the 202 and 160.
Yeah.
To take full advantage of the larger valve size. It's got a kind of a custom, not super custom I.S.E. cam. It's just got a split duration mega, which is a 270, 280 mega, and still on a 108. So it's going to have a bit of chop. We had discussed that it was not a high RPM deal.
No.
And you wanted and we thought we could pull a stock torque converter really well.
Yeah.
And you know, so you're still going to have some chop. You weren't too concerned about high RPM horsepower.
No. So this one, I want to just be able to have tire frying fun and have a cool idle drive into the parking lot. I think that was my description when I dropped everything off.
Yeah.
And I want it to look old school. That's why we went with the old style cylinder heads, the valve covers, everything. Like, it's going to look like you pop the hood of a 55 Chevy and some guy just put a little blower on a 327 or something like that. It was kind of the goal.
Yeah.
So that was the deal. And I mean, yeah, I'm excited.
You know, on top it's got, so we went with screw and studding guide plates on it because you got to put some real valve spring pressure against a camshaft like this, especially with the added pressure of the blower.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, but just it's got a good valve spring, I.S.E. spring, and what else? You got a roller tipped rocker, so it's a traditional, you know, shoe fulcrum ball pivot ball rocker, but it's got the roller tip.
Yep.
And what else, Cecil? We've got your quench is fairly tight. We got you in the low 30s for piston to head clearance, and Yeah, this particular motor, I mean, I don't know how many people need to know this, but you got a 51 thou head gasket on there because these pistons were poking above deck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where you can tell. Okay, well, obviously splayed caps. You'll notice there's a few holes in the side of the block as well, where they had oil lines and oil fittings for coolers.
Oh, so it's kind of like some trick setup stuff.
Some trick shit, but we plugged all that.
Yeah.
But this motor makes incredible oil pressure, and
well, it was just idling there hot, 60 pounds, no problem, and it was wicking up there like crazy. So we just kind of got it all dialed together. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this thing's going to go. The big thing I wanted to do is be here and we can figure out timing. That was the thing, because I was worried about the boost and all that stuff, and me being me is ruining it. So we're going to spend a little bit of time kind of dialing that in.
So this distributor you ran with this blower before?
Yes.
Okay, so it was locked up and it worked. It's still locked up.
I locked it out, but I'm pretty sure I only ran like 30 or 32 degrees, like pretty conservative timing.
Right.
When I had it in the black car.
Okay.
And because I had it on that other miscellaneous motor, like it was just a bunch of junk I had put together.
Yeah.
But now I also have that, I didn't get it in time, but I ordered that E-curve distributor or whatever, so we can play with the timing after. But more than anything, I just want to know where's the limit of what we can do here?
The big bonus to that E-curve is when you're cruising down the power tour and you're not in boost, you're sitting on the highway at your 2,700 RPM.
Yeah.
Now it'll have a digitally controlled vacuum advance, right?
Yeah.
Where you program it in, program it with the switches and say, I want 7 more degrees of timing at this cruise RPM. Like basically it's vacuum operated, right?
Yeah.
So when it senses, cruise vacuum, it will crank the timing. Now that's going to buy you mileage.
Yeah.
And engine life and cooler motor and everything because of your ability to stay on top of that timing, right?
The best part is I'll probably get frustrated and just lock out the E-curve and it'll be the same as this and carry on, right?
And just use this one. We'll save that E-curve for one that really...
Okay, so now we gotta talk guesses here for power. So now, no one has any idea. So in my mind...
John hates guessing power.
John hates it. We gotta do it beforehand. I've already given you the money. It's over, we're fine. So this little blower, the whole thing was they're like supposed to be add-on 100 horsepower is kind of their claim to fame. But I think because we're putting it on this motor, which is already going to be pretty stout, I don't think we'll get the same return on it, is my thought. Now I'm just the amateur here. Like if this motor didn't have the blower on it, would it be like a 400 horse motor?
Absolutely. It would be right around 400 horsepower.
So.
And all the torque.
And we built it torquey. And that's the other thing I will say, the horsepower numbers I learned that we're chasing the numbers irrelevant. It's a seat in the pants feeling is what I wanted, which is where we came into torque and the blower on top of that.
It's matching the rest of your car with the horsepower you just made. If you make a lot of horsepower at 6 grand, you need something that's going to spin.
Yeah.
Because you're wasting your time punching it at,
And that's what I want. I want this thing just to leave the parking lot and be able to step on it and have a good time, but it's not going to turn 7,000 RPM.
That's the plan.
So I'd be tickled if it started with a 500. Because that would be 400 and 100 is simple math. But I don't know if this thing is going to still be able to accomplish that or not. But I think the torque curve, you think so? Well, I guess we'll find out. That would be something.
Yeah, and I think the torque is going to be really phenomenal. Like that's kind of what we're banking on.
Well, and that's, for me, it's the horsepower number is almost irrelevant. It's going to be the low-end torque, seat of your pants feeling, which I think it's really going to accomplish.
And I don't know because I don't have experience with a supercharger.
Yeah.
I don't have experience with something like this, so this will be our first foray.
Yeah.
That. Steve Morris said boost is good, so now we'll give it a try.
I'm excited to find out.
What is this? This is nothing. This is on his wife's SUV, right?
Yeah.
His garden tractor gets one of these.
That's the problem, is I'm going to fall in love with this, and I see the next one's going to be bigger and more expensive. But anyway, okay, so we're going to just do like a half pull to start. Is that what the plan is? Or
Talk to the man. Oh, he's gone.
He's off camera. Darcy doesn't like to. He's too good looking. I don't know. He's got 2 wives or something like that. He wants to avoid the camera, but he's a nice guy. All right, we'll see what we can get accomplished there and see what it is. Oh, I'm excited for this one.
So we're more or less making this work like a warmed over big block Chevy?
Yeah, is you throw way more money at it and then it's a big block Chevy.
Okay.
This it'll be funny because I just had that 454 done and it might be similar.
It'll be very similar.
It'll
be very similar.
It might have been easier to put a big block in it, but
Yeah, but that would upset the balance of your car.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? You've got double bumps, you've got the Corvette covers, you've got some old school race car breathing, right? Which they need because you got it nowhere else.
Yeah, these are a John Custom, actually.
You've
I had to
got
pay
the
extra for
short
those.
water pump, which I think those old cars all belong. They all deserve a short water pump.
Yeah. No, when we went through, I wanted that car to stay a small block because I wanted it to be the look. And like that car was done in like the 70s or 80s type thing, got it redone. And this I think will look very at home in that thing and look sharp. I mean, we're doing this, a turbo 350, like it'll be very nostalgia to what you would have had. And put a bunch of miles on it. All right, let's beat up Darcy, see what we got going on.
Putting the hat on it?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, buddy.
You look right, you can see it almost look like this is not accurate, but you can see almost no discoloration change at the bottom.
So we did a quick pull here. I wasn't really on the camera there, but it was pretty mellow. We had 30 degrees of timing and waked up to like 5,000 RPM. Numbers pretty good. And now, really good actually. So we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit more fuel to it, and they wanted to check the plugs, I guess, there to make sure we could put more timing in it. So that'll be that. So the next pull will actually be like a real one, and we'll see what this thing can actually produce. But it's good. So you're just putting a little more jet in it because it had 74s in it.
75.
75, and we're gonna go
to 79s.
And it was the same front and back. Is that what this was?
I'm not sure what's in the back yet. We're gonna see. We're gonna see right away.
See what's on them.
Back's got 86.
Woo! Yeah.
Oh wow.
So no power valve. Let's see. No power valve. No power valve. Right. Okay. Huh. Well.
So does it need bigger jets yet again? You're thinking?
Do it.
No.
Let's give it fuel and see what 90s there.
Here's the deal. And then actually Darcy brought in this little sensor here.
See, it's got no power valve.
For aux sensor, so you actually make sure it's going good. No power valve.
This is a purpose-built
for this, yeah.
So he's got a plan. Okay, gotcha. So we're gonna just get more.
We're going 90.
We're going 90.
Whew. That's exciting.
Keep my.
Okay, yeah, keep your beautiful face up. Don't worry, Darcy, I got you. So we're in the dining room there. So we put in, what was it, 90s in the back and 79s in the front, or 80s in the front?
We put 79s. We went 4 sizes.
79s
and rear.
and 88s then in the back?
Nope, we went from 86 with no
To
power
90?
valve to 90.
Okay.
And we went from 75 with a power valve to 79.
And it's got 30 degrees of timing in it.
Still.
And that's all we've done. And now we're going to let it rip for like a full pull. And we're going to go to 6,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. This thing sounds good too. Oh, sorry, Darcy. You're hard to deal with here, but we might get a side profile.
You gotta get them numbers in. There you go.
That blower sounds good.
470.
So it's making 508 foot-pounds at 2,800 RPM. And it's over 500 all the way up to 4,500. Whew. So is that where you would want it to run? Like it's running 12.0, 11.8 wide open for air fuel? That's about right?
Yeah.
I almost wonder if we went a little too far, but I don't have experience. You're comfortable with that, eh?
I would put some more timing in it now.
Yeah.
Can we put some timing in it now?
I agree. That's
And it's got,
what we're gonna do.
right at the tip, it's making 4.3 pounds of boost.
Did
so
we
it's
get
kind
any
of...
data on Ditto?
No, I didn't get it. I'm gonna see what's up with the radar.
I'll give it 2 degrees.
Okay, so we're on round 2. Now it's got 34 degrees of timing in it. We'll see what it does.
Get out of
That blower whine sounds pretty good.
Me neither. It's funny, I got my mom to come over and help me.
Your mom coming over to help you is now on the video, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
And you're a full-blown adult.
Pretty bad my mom knows how to use the TV better than me.
Does she pack your lunch for work?
She used to.
I wish mine did.
Okay, so we're gonna rip it again. And John gave the green light for 6,500 RPM. So last run I did 485 or something?
She screams up there.
It makes
starts to change
a
pitch a
cool
little
noise. Yeah, over 6,000 RPM there. I feel like it's Ford versus Ferrari here. 7,000 plus. Just do
Still
it.
no boost.
Yeah, it's only making like 4 pounds of boost. It's the problem we're running
I don't think
into.
we barely made that.
Right at the very top, it makes 4.
Tickled 5.
Yeah, you got 5 pounds.
Right at 6,500 RPM.
What do we make there? She's screaming that. Hey,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it rolled
So it made-
over at least 488.
488 at 6,200.
Yeah. That's where that tight lobe center is probably causing it to suffer a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if that's why it's having. Well, no, that wouldn't change the boost, would it? The lobe center.
But the boost comes in like it's only making 2 pounds up until 5,000 RPM, basically, right? You really got to spin it a bunch of RPM. Up there is where the boost is really
bleeding off. No, it's going straight out the exhaust port on a tight lobe spread. You know what I mean? It's got a hell of a blowdown. You know, that's the other thing.
It sounds good. So we actually ran it again at 30 degrees of timing in it, and it made almost the same. So it's quite happy at 487 horsepower, but 500 foot-pounds. So I put a request in to see if we could try starting the dyno lower RPM, because that's what this thing is down there, is where I want to see it. So Dart's can see what he can do, but if she knocks a little bit, he's going to pull out of it.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Get a little surge there. You could hear it do a little waddle there.
It did it last time too. At first, I thought that we might be getting low on fuel.
That's gonna be pretty rowdy.
It is.
So 25. So is the numbers accurate? You think it's 2,500 RPM?
Yeah.
493 foot-pounds of torque, 2,500 RPM. That's good. That's a heck of a motor you put together. Wow.
Well, so it's still going to sound parking lot cool. It would make more peak power with a wider lobe center camshaft. We're on a 108 here, which is very torquey, and it's got more chop.
But that was
to
the
it.
goal, was to make low-end torque. You can't make them both, right? Like that, all that torque so down low, and like camshaft choice and all that we made, it was going to give it up top. So if we wanted to have more power up top, we could have done some different things.
So right now we're turning $6,000, right? And that was never really discussed. You said
5,000, 5,500. That's all I wanted. I wanted the power at 5,500 RPM.
So you know what? The next thing would be more pulley on the bottom. If we could make more boost early, it would get a lot rowdy.
But this thing is super safe now with the air fuel, 30 degrees of timing in it, 500 foot-pounds of torque instantly, and all the way to 5,000 RPM. Like that's where it's going to be living its life, 2,500 to 5,000 for fun. And it can still turn you ran it to 6,500, right? And it had good oil pressure the whole way, and everything was fine. So that's a heck of a little motor.
Old fuely head, and
yeah, old school stuff.
you know, not too exotic really. I mean, just sound. Everything is sound.
Oh, it sounds good. The whine is awesome. Oh, that's
It's got a very basic rocker arm on it, very basic valve spring package. So
that thing's be a good time in a 3,500 pound Nomad.
Wish we had more boost. I wish we had like 6 or 7 pounds because it would go north of 500.
So the most it ever made was just touches 5 at 6,500 RPM, which it's never going to do. And at 5,000 RPM, it's only making 2.7. So that's the thing. If you we change the pulley, it would dramatically change this thing. But this is so easy drivable. This is exactly what I wanted, I think.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it. All I did was write a blank check. This is what I want. You accomplished it.
Yeah.
Problem solved, buddy.
And if you convert,
sorry, keep going. No, we're just going.
If you convert it to US dollars, you got it almost free.
Yes. That's not how it feels. Okay, so we got the motor in the back of the truck. We're actually going to go see John, but I got keys. So I was talking to John's kid, no, Cecil's kid. They're making a run from Winnipeg out to near me with an empty trailer. And as it turns out, I have a bunch of junk. But as it really turns out, look at this guy. We got a new neighbor out here. I want to be friends with this individual. Look at this stuff. I hate to poke, I don't really know him at all, but sir, I like your style very much. He's got 2 of them.
Yeah, these seem sweet.
Anyways, the reason I wanted to come out here was I wanted to make sure I had the right keys and even see, oh yeah, this thing's got plates on it and stuff. This thing's actually not as bad as I remember. I want to drive this thing and it needs some work. Oh, this thing's complete. Oh, this thing might just run. Oh, there's no throttle linkage. That's what it is. Otherwise, I bet it would run.
I'm impressed.
Can you hold that for a second? It's even got a battery in it. Wonder if we could, I forgot who we were with. Well, I think this thing has 1 dyno pull on it and that's it. This has never been road driven. Ugh. I don't think there's any throttle cable. You want to give the... Is the distributor hooked up?
Yep.
Does it have any fuel when you hit it?
Yeah, foil.
I don't think there's any switches on this thing. Just keep pumping it there and see what happens.
Quite a bit.
Okay, so this thing runs. You want to do it again?
Yeah.
Just hammer it a bunch more. It likes the fuel. Oh yeah, oil pressure, charging. Okay, well, that thing's mint. Okay, so those are the keys. Put this in gear. What does it need? Can we just leave that off? I'll just take a picture because I think it just needs. That's all I took off. It was just the throttle,
The ball.
Yeah, that's all it needs. I bet John Cecil will have one of those. They can just. This thing will drive right on the trailer.
I'm impressed.
So we'll put it to a vote, even though I already know I'm going to do because this has to happen before this video will come out. But what car is going to get towed back to Calgary? So I do want to work on this thing. It needs a motor swap. Danny's car wants to come out as well, but I think this one might come out. So anyways, that's that. We got everything we need. Did you disconnect the battery?
Yep.
Man, it's good having help here. So I do have a vinyl top for it and the trim, I think. I was thinking about repainting it, but really, put a vinyl top on it, tow it out there, we'd have something, but the wind's brutal. Let's get the hell out of here. You're going. Let's go stand by my pile of junk here.
Oh,
So I dropped these off. Actually, we didn't even mention that really. I kind of came in late last night, but this was the motor that they're going to make sympathetic rebuild, is that what we're calling it? With a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, just kind of be a driver. There's no project for this whatsoever, but it's a good motor. And then this is the aluminum headed big block deal at 55, which I just pulled, and we're going to put basically this camshaft in it, and then dyno it and play with it and see if I'm putting double pumpers on it or...
We're moving away from a flat tappet to a hydraulic roller in that one.
Yeah. So it should make same power, but down low. And after today,
Yeah.
I think that's what I want.
Well, you got to get in the car to
Yeah, yeah.
confirm that, right? But yeah, probably.
So it was been, I don't know what we did at noon or 1 o'clock. Now it's 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And I know you've been dwelling on this camshaft and all these things. Now, I said when I wanted that, when we were talking on the phone, originally I said 5,000 RPM was where I thought that thing would be done at.
Yeah.
I said I didn't care about the idle. I said I'd like it to be a little aggressive, but whatever. And I thought I was going to compromise something very mellow, but I said I wanted all the torque immediately for driving. And that's exactly what we got. And I got the idle of it. So I'm stoked with that thing. And you have this little idiosyncrasy where you wanted to make 500, I guess.
Well, it's just the headline, the way the headline reads. Like if you read blowing 383 makes 480, whatever, 7
not even a
horsepower.
real supercharger.
It doesn't sound good because an NA one will go well over 500, right?
Yeah.
But I remind myself, you're making 500 foot-pounds from as low as we could pull that dyno.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is what I wanted.
And you've got an idle quality that will raise eyebrows. Like you're not going to pull in with a smooth idle. You're going to pull in with that parking lot idle that everybody wants. And you can still turn 6,000 RPM because it doesn't go over the nose till $6,000.
That was crazy. I wasn't expecting that much RPM.
Yeah.
So obviously we all know if we want to chase the number, pulley on the blower or on the crank, either way you want to look at it, or camshaft, would dramatically change that thing. But we're literally, this is my favorite part, and this is why I wanted to come here. So this thing here has the number way up high, and we're here now changing the camshaft to bring everything to exactly what I want.
That one there, I think it went over the nose at like 6,400.
Yeah.
Which isn't that high, but it's a little soft at 3,000.
And that's where that's where I spend most of my time driving around and all that sort of stuff. So this, for drag week, John, is probably better. But for cruising around Power Tour Dan, going through the in and out parking lot.
Well, it's true what they say in the old days, especially with average cars, torque wins races.
Yeah.
The truth is, at the drag strip, horsepower really does win races.
Yeah.
But you have to have the whole package, meaning you need the gear, the transmission, the torque converter, maybe a bit of lightweight. When you have a normal car, like what 90% of people do.
Which is exactly what we're building right now in that 55 Nomad.
Torque is king.
Torque is king, and that blower sounded bitchin'. At whatever it was, 6,000 RPM. Like
that blower is barely a blower.
But it was
what did it make? It made 2 pounds up till about $5,000. It went to 3, and it almost touched 5 pounds. But I don't think. I'm not gonna lie.
We should do a little research. I don't know anything about those things, but we should maybe look, because maybe a pulley is in the future. Because if you could change it from 2 to 3 or 4 pounds, and then maybe it makes 7 on the top end, would dramatically change that thing.
Yeah.
But the point of that car, it's going to be small block, turbo 350. 9-inch, column shift, bench seat. Danny's going to drive it. You know what I mean? So this doesn't have to be this rowdy little thing.
It will pull a stock torque converter.
Well, and the other thing, so with all those stuff, I'm putting a trailer hitch on that thing, and I'm going to tow with it. So now we start, camshaft becomes converter, becomes heat on the highway, and all those things, towing and all that, right? So I'm excited for this thing.
It's a perfect tow truck motor.
That's right.
Tow car motor. No, it should be fun, and it should be really capable. If put a 350 gear in it, or even less, and you should be able to pull out of the parking lot and do fun curb burnouts.
Yeah. Well, and that's my plan with it. Is because I'm probably not going to put a gear bender on it this year. So if I do Power Tour, I have like a 3.0 gear, so I'll be able to go down the highway at 85 mile an hour, and then if with a 9-inch, I could put 350, 373, 410, whatever my little heart chooses when I want to be a show off. But it's going to be running a Chinese 275 tire on it. It'll be fine. So
good.
I'm stoked, and I think it's cool because we're changing the way we're doing the motors now. Instead of chasing that kind of high horsepower headline number, it's the drivability stuff.
I got to get used to that.
That you have to get used to it. But I think the internet needs to understand that too, because everybody had the headline. You're exactly right. The headline isn't as spectacular, but I guarantee you, someone out there has a 600 horsepower motor, and this one in that car is going to feel sportier driving around town, and they're not going to know why. Be like, what is this?
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it, and we'll have it in the car in like a week.
Good.
So I'll let you know.
Good.
I kind of want to put it together and see if I can just blow up the stock rear end or whatever, the drive shaft.
Well, here's the other thing. You know, you talk about the idle quality. It sounds good.
Yeah.
You know, and people put camshafts that they look for that sound and they actually give up performance. You maybe gave up performance at 6,000.
Yeah.
But it works really good where you planned on it, and we could have found you more power at $6,000 with a wider lobe separation.
But then you lose the idle quality.
You would have lost idle quality, and that is 90% of your parking lot.
And that's
hero status,
exactly
right?
the way this went down. This is great. In with the stuff is I gave the checklist if I want this, and this,
Yeah.
and you spec the parts out, and you hit every single thing I wanted. As far as I'm concerned.
Well, I hope it works out that way when it's in the car.
It'll be
You know
fun.
what? Let's see.
How could it not? The way I see
I'm
it.
looking forward to it. I think it will.
Oh, it's
you
gonna
know,
be good.
but you know, I don't want to just stand here puff chest and
Oh my
maybe you know.
It's good. It's a rock star. I'm happy with it. We have it. We have enough motors out there now to play with. That
Yeah.
the little Chevy too. So I want to bring that back for you to mess with. And that's like the high RPM screamer needs the gear, needs the converter, needs all those things.
Supercharger.
Yeah. We're trying to work a deal out. So he told me today, he says, that thing needs a supercharger. I go, oh, yeah. Then later he says, you know, I have a supercharger that needs a home. I'm like, well, you're selling something? No, nothing's for sale, but it just needs a home somewhere else. I'm like, what are we talking about here? So maybe we'll drop that thing off and you can do whatever you want with it. Because you like that little car, eh?
It's a great car. It's a good car. It drives nice. You know, it drives better than it might look. You know, but it looks pretty damn cool.
He's
too.
so nice, yeah. I welded the front end together, so I'm shocked how nice it drives too. Don't get me wrong.
We went for a ride. I was driving. You were the one wincing. I was driving. I wasn't wincing.
Well, the first time I drove that thing, I put it together. I drove it from my house to here was the test drive. So what's that?
Right.
20 miles?
No, like 7 or 8.
From my house to here, it's gonna be more than that.
No.
It's across town.
Yeah.
Anyways, we get in, you pull the end of your driveway, and you were full throttle, which I have yet to have done yet. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know if I had seatbelts in the car at the time or whatever. And you're like, is there a problem? I'm like, yeah, I put this thing together 8 minutes ago. But then we drove it all the way to Georgia or whatever, so it was fine. But yeah, that thing might need a little, we'll figure something out there. So I'm going to put I ordered 513, I think 513 or 530 gear, a spool.
Yeah.
We're going to put a gnarly converter in it. I'll have a little bit of fun with it with Danny.
Yeah.
Then I'll drop it off here and you guys can do whatever you want with it.
Good.
Go ruin it on the front road there.
Yeah, sounds
that way
good.
you get all the fun without having to own it.
Perfect. And you pay the bills.
Yeah.
Right,
No speeding
right.
tickets. Yeah. But anyways, that's where we're ending it. So this one has no real plan. This will be in the background. This one we have a tentative date on the way back from Power Tour. I might try and pick it up in
June.
middle of June, if that works. So.
Yeah, that's easy.
And this one I'd like the dyno too, if we could figure that out maybe, eh? I don't know if I'd be able to make the dyno is the problem, but I'd like to, well, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
All right, well.
can film for you.
Oh yeah? With your phone vertical and all that stuff?
Yeah.
You'll use selfie mode?
Sideways.
Yeah. I can't wait for Danny to edit this video and the mom, I hope she clips in
cutting that out.
My mom showed me how to do this. My mom showed me.
It's funny. I got my mom to come over and help me.
Your mom coming over to help you is now on the video, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
And you're a full-blown adult. I hope she clips in them.
cutting that out.
My mom showed me how to do this. My mom showed me that costs extra. All right, well we'll see you on the next one. And actually, right now we're gonna film a video with John for Tom Bailey's
That's
channel.
your future. Tom Bailey's sick gasser event. That's got you written all over it.
You guys should take it, and I'll bring the 55. We'll go together.
We'll
If you make that happen, we'll see.
We'll see.
Tell them in the comments. All right,
yeah.
we'll see you on the next one.
Okay.